Sorry, Ayaka mains, but it seems like Yoimiya videos are appearing a little earlier, so yeah, you guys just aren't getting any more videos. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to do with Ayaka. She's like the only, I tried to do the Emblem Ayaka video, alright.
You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
So, we have, Yoimiya. We're gonna show her on, like, 3 teams. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we'll do Overload, we'll do this team, and then we'll do Vaporize. Those are her 3 main teams-ish. Yeah, there's no real other teams that I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, this is a team that, Yoimiya, Havers use, right? Is my Yoimiya on, I don't know if she's actually, you can see 50,000 there, and I think, did that bottle just block Yoimiya's shot? Are you serious? But yeah, Yunjin is a common character that people like to use with Yoimiya, as it's basically Yunjin's like one of 3 uses. Alright, so good on you, Yunjin. You got 3 uses. Yeah.
Why are you the way that you are?
Yeah, Yunjin sorta, I thought she'd be a good character. It didn't really. But so yeah, we saw like 58,000-ishes. So just a quick tip for people, maybe doing a Vaporize team with their Yoimiya when they get her. EM is better, but it's only by a slight bit, so don't stress over it too much, So yeah, we're gonna do Vaporize team now though. So if you have a better attack percent Saiyans than EM Saiyans, use that instead, right? It'll just serve you better. It's probably just gonna be better, honestly. There's very little difference from what I've heard. So we should see some pretty good numbers from this team. This team, honestly, it's just her best team, I think. Just like Fiorina, even if Mono Hydro isn't her best damaging team, it still is a more consistent team, and I like this team over any other teams that we have, right? And yeah, you can see we got 63,000. You might not be able to see because all the Hydro damage, but you can see, 63,000. There is another iteration of this team, and I guess we will do that, but this iteration requires Yelan to have more energy recharge. Basically, instead of Xingqiu, you would go here and you would grab Bennett.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Overall, it's probably more damage, but it's less consistency since Yelan needs Sacrificial Bow probably in order to recover her energy, or maybe you need to put Favonius on a couple other characters like Zhongli, and then you need to manage and hope you get crits, right? It's just not a good time, right? You just don't want to have to deal with that. So overall, I would say this team may be higher damage, but personally, I wouldn't run it. I used to run a team like this when I had Xingqiu. Xingqiu actually fits pretty well with, Sacrificial Sword. His damage isn't too high, but you would lose a lot of damage with Yelan, right? So we can see here, and actually a good thing about Yoimiya is that this should be enough to vaporize, 90,000. You can vaporize while, with Yelan, right?
Huh?
I did not explain that at all better, but yeah, like you could vaporize a lot better with Yelan than, compared to like Hu Tao with Yelan, right? Bennett did kind of mess with some vaporizes there. Like we did have some issues there with vaporizes, like the 5th hit did not vaporize the first time. So that is something, right? But Yelan, just maybe if you wanted to use Yunjin, right, instead of Bennett, right, that should be able to work, right? You should do all your vaporizes and stuff, and it would be cool, right? This team is just for people who may, this is only C6 Fischl, by the way. I wouldn't recommend using this at normal, like, Fischl level. I don't know if I have my Fischl built, but this is more about a Yoimiya showcase, so I don't really care.
You're gonna get shot.
What you're trying to do here is proc as many overloads as possible. I think, I'm not certain on how much EM you would prefer on your Fischl. But generally, you don't want to go for EM on Yoimiya for this team. It would not be a worthy sacrifice. But doing this with Bennett allows you to, 23,000 from Fischl. And then, as you can see, all the overloads are there. Because Yoimiya and Fischl are attacking the same time. And Yoimiya hit 47,000. Yeah. Yoimiya, she's fallen off, definitely. I can just feel it, with the New Fontaine characters. They are so oppressively stronger than any other characters I've had. Risley, and then also Nevi. Risley not so much at C0, but at C1 he just, with his melts, is just insane. Like, it's crazy.
No. Wait.
But Yoimiya does still hold up enough to be able to, be good enough to summon for, I think. I don't think she's like, she's like definitely meh nowadays. Like, she's not like decent anymore. I would say she's like meh. I'm not impressed with her. I'm not impressed with Hu Tao anymore. Like, Hu Tao used to be impressive, but the stamina issues, I have like maybe used her a couple times out of the year, right? She just doesn't do enough damage for for me to consider her, and I've always felt like the gap between Yoimiya and Hu Tao wasn't that big. So when I see, you know, Yoimiya fall, of course that also means Hu Tao is going to start to fall too. While Hu Tao hasn't fallen as much because she can still, you know, do her quick 100,000 charge attacks, right? That's pretty sick. It still is kind of like, I don't like using this character to just, without C1, which I don't have, I just don't like using this character, right?
I'm in danger.
But I've used Yoimiya very little recently, honestly, because what I have Ito, I have Raiden, I have, you know, now Nevi, I have Risley, like all of those characters that I just listed I'd rather use than Yoimiya, because I feel like Yoimiya, Ito's probably better than Yoimiya at this point, because maybe not single target, no, but AoE, yeah, definitely, I feel like. And that goes the same for Hu Tao. Like, it depends on what kind of AoE. Like, if there's a whole bunch of small enemies, Ito's better. But if there's like 3 big enemies, Hu Tao, you know, probably there. But yeah, it just depends on what kind of AoE. You know, Ito can destroy, he can, you know, dominate. This is also me comparing C2 Ito, by the way. It's been too long for me to say like, oh yeah, C0 Ito. Like, I basically, you know, this is my, I've forgotten how C0 Ito feels, right? It's been too long. I don't know like the specifics. The meta's changed so much. I have no idea how well Ito performs at C0 nowadays. But at C2, I can say that I would probably use Ito in an AoE situation over Hu Tao or anything, because I just feel like he's way better for those situations. But I think the biggest killer is like Nevi. Like, Nevi just wipes any sort of DPS at this point, because just the massive AoE that he has, the massive, you know, like 40, 50, 60, like I've seen him hit so hard. Getting him just destroys the game. I've never felt like a character just destroys the game faster, honestly. Like, he just is snapping and just killing all the enemies, right?
Am I a joke to you?
And then even Nilou, I haven't had a chance to use Nilou in a while, because, you know, they keep adding the shield enemies that I haven't, like, you know, it's kind of like a, do I want to use Nilou? Because, like, I have to think when I use Nilou, and I don't like playing Spiral Abyss to begin with, and I don't like using Nilou in the overworld for obvious reasons, right? So overall, Nilou's kind of in a weird spot where I haven't used her in Spiral Abyss, but I definitely still think that she's good, right? It's just these solo, like, pyro characters have sort of fallen off. They need their crit damage support to rise back up. That's all, like, that's basically it, right? Hopefully we get crit damage support soon, because, you know, we haven't had any this update. And Kujosara, I mean, she came out early, pretty early within. And then we had Goro, and we had Farazan for Sumeru, right? You know, I hope that they continue with these crit damage supports, right? Like, they're really nice supports. And then we also had Mika for Sumeru, right? So, you know, we have 2 crit damage supports coming up, maybe. We gotta see. I really thinking that we need the pyro crit damage support soon, because, like, that would make them meta relevant again. Overall, I think Hu Tao, Yoimiya, those, like, these 2 type of characters. I haven't used the Luke enough, but I imagine he's also fallen off pretty hard, right? These characters just, they're not in my line of sight of use anymore, honestly. They're kind of just meh. That's going to be it for this video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.